Hi there, Taurus. Welcome back to Moon Directed. I'm Maggie. Here we work with the energies of the moon each week to kind of see how we can best move our life forward. We always start with a little conversation starter from Spirit, from the Everyday Enchantment Tarot from Papa Palin. Then we go through the different phases of the moon throughout the week with the guidance from the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. I like to finish off with the Secret Language of the Color card from Inna Segal, just to give you a power card to really kind of focus on for the week. So this week, the moon's starting out. This is Sunday, and it's starting out in Libra. It'll be in Libra today and tomorrow. And that's about surrendering and releasing and letting things go. But let's see what we're going to talk about, because we have that new moon that comes up on Friday, and that's about launching your next phase. What are you going to do next? And that's in Jupiter, in Sagittarius. And Jupiter's in Sagittarius right now, too. So it's really powerful. It gives you an opportunity to spend the next 12 months working on it, and look what you have. To me, that's a very Taurus card. It's, even though it's the King of Wands, it's considered a fire sign, but this is overcoming, and I've set a goal and I'm going to get there. And look, everybody's cheering him on. He's a blind guy. He did not just decide to jump out there one day and run a marathon, did he? Look at everybody just cheering him on. He did not do that. It took planning, it took effort, it took practice, it took a community, it took working his way through it. So we've got this Libra moon, which is all about balance, and now we have it in surrender and release. So what do you need to let go of so that you can do this, so that you can be that kind of a winner, so that people can cheer you on? What is it that you need to be focusing on to get to here? What do you need to be kind of letting go of? Is it control? Is it negative thoughts about yourself? Let's find out. We're going to go to the Oracle of the Unicorns by Cordelia. Oh my gosh. Francesca Rob. I don't even know how to say that. Brabba. I never even tried to say her name before, and see how well that went. That's why you're supposed to practice, right? You know that. It takes everyday effort. Okay, here we go. So what? Release, surrender. Where are you going? Stay positive. The world is behind you. Oh, the worst is behind you. Look to the light. You have hope. You have hope. You have a very shiny, hopey card. The worst is behind you. There's victory ahead. There's victory ahead, and people are cheering you on. Taurus, you have been working on something, for it seems like forever. I would say at least last year I've seen a lot of really hard effort going, but I would venture to say it's been longer than that. And you've been working on it. So what are you releasing? You're releasing the sense of, I'm never going to get there. And instead you're going to embrace the hope, because look, the finish line's there. It's coming. And then this moon moves in on Tuesday into Scorpio. And this is about finding peace, your inner peace. And Wednesday, the moon is void of course. And when the moon is void of course, it's about not taking any action. It's about waiting. It's that dark before the dawn. It's the quiet before the birds start singing. It's that moment of really absolute solitude and peace. And so how do we get there? How do we create that? And so to get some guidance on that, because it's in Scorpio, which is a water sign, I went with the Whispers of Love, because it's about emotions. And so what emotions are you going to be finding peace with? What's going to be in the void? What are you dealing with? What are you feeling so hopeful about? Let's find out. Okay. That was interesting. I thought we were done, and they were like, no, not yet. Okay, here we go. Okay, so here you are. You're in this peaceful, you've surrendered, you're released, you've recognized that there's hope, you see that you're well on your way, and you are being asked by the universe to appreciate this moment. You have worked so hard to get where you are. You have worked so very hard. And in that quiet, still before the new beginning, at the end of one cycle before the new one begins, take a moment to appreciate what you've accomplished, how far you've come. Don't feel like, oh, I can't relax, I need to move on to the next thing. No, no, no. Take a couple days and absorb the victory, absorb the end of a cycle. Prepare yourself by appreciating that you can do what you want to do when you set your mind to it. So appreciate where you are in that moment. Because believe me, the new cycle comes fast enough. So take a breath. It's okay. That is happening. Okay, so that's happening in your 7th house of relationships. So we've got the day-to-day activities and the relationship energy. And then when the moon moves into Sagittarius, that is your 8th house of transformation. And then there's a beginning of a new cycle. You can see it. And then on Friday, the moon goes new. And so you start to walk through it. There's the gateway. Then you start to walk through it with the energy of the new moon. So for this, we went for the gateway cards from Denise Lynn. And let's see what kind of guidance we can get you for that, for this victory. For this new cycle. I actually feel like this right here was the victory. And now we're going to start a new cycle, which is going to, knowing Taurus, take you to victory too. Wow, you have a book. I cannot believe that there's so much. Okay. All right. This feels like the stepping into the stillness. This feels like we're still back here. This is leading into this. This is that quiet moment, and it says, my power is born in the majesty of silence. So it's okay to take this moment. It's not only okay, it's really being encouraged. I feel like they doubled down on that. I really do. And I think this is maybe tripling down. I've never heard that phrase, but I'm using it now. I open my soul to grace. In this void, in the beginning here, open yourself up. Open yourself up. Get in the flow. I am in the flow of the universe. That's when you start moving. It's when you start flying. Because even this, in the flow of the universe, they're up in the air, right? This is you flying free. There is something that has really, there's a cycle that has come to an end. Take a moment, catch your breath, and then go ahead and set yourself free, because you're going to begin to manifest your dreams. This was not easy. You have worked so hard to get here. You have overcome a lot of challenges. This was not easy. This was not easy. So appreciate where you are. Relax into it. You are right where you're supposed to be, right on time. You're on time. So go ahead and rest a little and appreciate it. And then on Saturday, the moon moves into your 9th house of higher learning and travel and knowledge. And the moon's phase is acceptance and growth. So maybe you need to do a little research before you start going anywhere. Maybe you need to travel a little, take a break. Maybe you need to accept a situation that even though you work toward it, it's the end of a cycle, it's the beginning of a new one. And it's a major cycle, because with Jupiter and Sagittarius, with the seeds that you plant, the new cycle that you start, this growth that's going to happen for everybody, that right there, that's huge. That is huge. It's going to be a 12-month cycle. Oh my goodness, we cannot take all of those. I am so sorry. But I am not taking, and that was literally half the deck. I will take these two, and then we will shuffle a little more and see if there's anything else. Oh, kitty here. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm looking at this card. This is so cool. It has the cycles of the moon, and it says influence and patterns. So be aware that there is a repetitive pattern to what you do in your life. There's a repetitive pattern. And if you don't like it, if you want to fly free, if you want to break it, while you're in the silence, while you're digesting all this stuff, just remember that sometimes we get locked into these situations where we do the same thing over and over and over again. And that's the definition of insanity, right? When you keep doing the same thing over and over and you think you're going to get a different result. Alchemy. Alchemy. What do you want to create? What do you want to create? What are the parts of you? What lessons did you learn from this cycle? It looks like a major cycle. It's one that requires you to have hope for the future. So I feel like it was a really major, tough cycle. So many cards here. It's hard to, it's a repetitive pattern. It's a repetitive pattern. But I feel like the influence of the things have been celestially guided, like divinely guided. Like you've been trying. Oh God. Okay. So the universe does it this way. They try to teach you a lesson and they use the fly swatter. They swat you. Oh, you didn't learn that? Okay, let's try the sledgehammer. What? You didn't get that? Hey, I need the Mack truck over here. Maybe you just got hit by the Mack truck. But you have hope. You are a winner. It's not been easy. You've completed the cycle. You did the hard work. I'm proud of you. Take a moment to be proud of yourself. And start thinking about what do you want to create? What do you want to create? Don't let somebody else create the growth for you. You decide, you choose. What do you want? This new moon is powerful enough to help you do that. It's powerful enough because it's in conjunction with Jupiter. That gives it so much more energy for expansion and growth. You can absolutely do this. But you need to appreciate how far you've come, the lessons you've learned, where you are now, and really look at where you want to go. And then create it for yourself. Alchemy. Alchemy. That's when you take the different parts of things and you put it together. And this week, your color card is lavender. You need to connect to your mind, body, and soul. You need to do a little self-care. All this resting, the stepping into the silence, using the void to appreciate where you are in the moment. Connect with yourself. How do you know what you want if you don't think about it? If you don't spend some time, don't just jump into the next thing because it shows up. Think about what you want and then you be the magician. You create it for yourself. You co-create with the universe. That's a big, heavy lesson. Wow. Big cycle. Good job, Taurus. I don't think you got there easily, but good job. So lavender for this week. Don't forget, there is hope. You are a winner. All right. I will be back here on Thursday. We'll do a live new moon reading. I'll take questions and try to find answers for you. What else will happen? I haven't really figured it out. I think it'll be at 7:30, but I'll post a notice. And I guess that's it. Be sure to check out your moon and your rising sign for a better view on things, especially if this didn't resonate at all, but I think it probably did. I really think it did. I think every Taurus I know has been going through something. So, all right, you have a good week, and I will see you back here on Thursday.